Gloria.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let me be quite clear about this. We're not looking to voice unworkable opening times on the general public. What we are looking to do is find ways of adjusting opening hours so libraries no longer close at lunch hours and on Wednesdays, which we know has been unpopular with the public and does not deliver the kind of service we believe the people of Wirral are entitled to. The merger of our libraries with one-stop shops gives us the ideal opportunity to look at opening hours afresh and maximise the service we can give to the people of Wirral. Yes, budgets are limited, and I'm sure the people of Wirral understand some of the reasons why this is the case. Yes, we have to work within the confines of what we have, but no, that does not mean that we are going to take decisions in a vacuum. It is not clear whether one size fits all, or whether specific libraries have different needs or times of use for their local library. That is why we are launching a major consultation around the library strategy in late July and August. In this time, we will be consulting users in every library to find out what their needs for opening hours are. We will be asking customers when they currently use their libraries and whether they would consider using the library at a different time or not. When we have those results, we will take the time to analyse them and see what can be done which best suits the local needs and also allows us to stay within budget. For instance, if there is a major demand for evening use outside the main reference libraries, then we could revisit opening hours on Wednesday and see whether a later start to days would allow us to release some hours for evening working. If a specific library has local needs common just to them, then again there are ways of possibly addressing this, perhaps under the localism agenda as the members of the motion suggested. This is about providing the best possible service within the budget available. The results of the consultation will inform our response and be reported to Scrutiny Committee and to Cabinet for approval as part of the new library strategy. What's happening with the libraries and the one-stop shops now is a real positive move forward with improved facilities and a people-centred approach. Let's stay people-centred, let's deliver a first-class service, let's stay constructive with our criticisms so we can continue to improve. And let's agree not to turn our libraries and one-stop shops into a sterile political battleground which can only do damage to the service we deliver. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was the chairman of the Overview Committee, Sustainable Communities last year. We had the strategy before our committee, and members who served on it last year will remember. When I had a briefing with Malcolm Flanagan, and let me say, he put forward a first-class report, the various options and all the rest of it. But I said to him, I wasn't happy. And I wasn't happy about the groups which Mark identifies in his proposal tonight, in the proposition. And I said I was going to suggest a different course at committee, which I did, and I said, can we defer it while we consult with the users to see whether there's any way of getting over the problem of the people who would be virtually debarred from their local library. Yes, they've got the hubs, but some people would find it very difficult for a variety of reasons to get there. And this was agreed unanimously by the committee. And I do emphasise it was a very full and comprehensive report by Malcolm Flanagan. What bothers me, I like the amendment as far as it goes, but for me, Chris, it doesn't go far enough, because I'd like to see it also encompass the idea of the forums having a right. They might decide not to, they might prefer to spend the money elsewhere, but to have the option under localism to take a different decision as to what sort of hours they would run. And even if they only said one night, if you think about it, one night a week for an extra 2 hours, certainly the amount of money we're granting now, they could almost certainly cover that sort of option in what we're allowing. And Mark's resolution to me incorporates all the things that we should consider before a final decision is taken on this matter. The only other thing I would say is I don't like consultations that take place in late July and August, which is a holiday period, and really obviates many people having a chance to comment on proposals that might matter to them. And I would prefer, if it's possible,
serious matters we talked about tonight, it is also worth reflecting that the Area Forum was held as one of the first public meetings in the new Pensby Primary School, a school which was designed in-house by Wirral Council, and which shows all the sort of best parts of Wirral Council working together to produce a result. And that may be one of the reasons why we had one of our best ever attendances at 70 people. A number of people obviously came to see the school as well. When it came to questions coming up, we had actually quite a lot of questions on why are we going to Wednesday opening. We don't, and the main debate was around Pensby and Irving libraries. Why we're going to Pensby to Wednesday opening is we don't actually think it's needed here. And other questions centred around the late opening, because to get to West Kirby, which would be the nearest library which would be open under proposals, then actually it's okay for people in cars, but when it comes to youngsters going in and doing their homework, parents will be a little less enthusiastic about them travelling down to West Kirby than going in, staying within the local area. I did actually chance my arm at the meeting by posing a question, and a number of these questions, and I asked the participants to show by putting their hands up whether they were actually saying that they wanted the opening hours in Pensby and Irving to remain the same, including the evening openings and not doing Wednesdays. Invited them to put their hands up. I'm not sure whether your hand up went, Phil, went up, Phil, but pretty well everybody else's went up in the audience. So, in one sense, we've had an indication from the people in that Area Forum area of what they want. As far as the consultation, which is outlined in the notice of motion, I actually do support a fuller consultation. Now, I know Chris Whedon has a wide sort of variety of responsibilities in her cabinet role, and I know she takes libraries seriously, because I'm well aware that she's been going around quite a few libraries. And in fact, I had the pleasure of meeting her in Pensby at the Woodstock celebration, 20 years of Woodstock. Councillor Sullivan was there as well. I'm afraid the wheels of the bus go round and round, round in my head for days after that, because we made a bounce and rhyme session at the same time. So I know she takes that seriously. I would urge her to reconsider the amendment, because I don't think, as John says, it goes far enough. We would like to see that friends groups, of which there are a large number in the world now, and user groups are actually formally consulted, rather than just going into the library and meeting whoever it is in there. Friends groups today, they may have grown out of opposition to possible closures some years ago, but now they provide a very supportive role to the libraries. In many cases, they provide events in the libraries, and they also provide sometimes equipment by raising money for the libraries. So I think they really do deserve to be formally consulted. And I would just urge that you reconsider the terms of your amendment. We're not very far apart, but it would be good to see it rather more inclusive as is the full motion. Thank you.
I'll show you my mic wasn't on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I've been a member of user of Pensby Library for many years, and I am a member of the Friends of Pensby Library. I'm also a member of the Readers Group, and I've got children and friends of mine who use the libraries at night, and it's a vital part of the service. Chris is asking for a consultation here. I've actually consulted with the library staff. I was elected in May. I've actually consulted with the library staff about Wednesday opening and closing on a Thursday night, where I hold surgery as well from 6 till 7 at my time. The library date at Pensby haven't been consulted by anybody. I was the first elected member to go and approach them. The second point about the early forum, there was a lively debate in our early forum a couple of weeks ago, and there was a very vociferous argument against taking away the evening opening hours. So all Chris and the Labour group are asking for is further consultation, because it's apparent that there are gaps, because the Friends of Pensby Library haven't been approached, and to my knowledge neither of the Readers Group, because I'm actually a member of both. So all we're asking for is for further consultation. The tone of Mark's reply there, or what he said, I thought was totally out of order, to be honest. All we're asking for is further consultation, nothing else. So I hope we can carry the amendments, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Second,
ranging from the under 5 to those of working age and to, like myself, the retired. They also have taken valuable work with local schools to encourage the reading habit. I spent my working life as a librarian in Liverpool, and we recognised several years ago that the one-size-fits-all service was not appropriate in view of the different times that people choose to visit their local libraries. I look forward with interest to the results of the forthcoming consultation and urge all members to support the amendment.
Councillor Stuart Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Could I also congratulate Councillor Sullivan on his maiden speech on suggesting his own work. Nice to hear. Mr. Mayor, the debate that we're having just had is more than just about which libraries open weekday evenings and which don't. It's more than about which libraries are the main libraries. To Councillor Haylack said, I don't think we use the word pub anymore. I think we've been there before. I'm going to use it anymore. Mr. Mayor, what this debate is about is how decisions that affect the services people perceive are made and how we engage and involve people in those decisions. I quoted from the corporate plan earlier because I believe it was clear on this also, and I'll quote again. We will listen to what local residents and communities tell us on the priorities to improve their neighbourhoods, and we will respond by providing services that meet those needs and aspirations. That's on page 7 of the supplement. A clear offer to communities to tell us their priorities and a pledge to respond by meeting, so far as possible, those aspirations. In neither paragraph to exclude the library service. We have debated time and again in this chamber how we should go about involving people in communities in the work of the council. And we go away believing that we will improve and change and become more inclusive. But each time the council drifts back to its default position that of decide, announce and defend. During the last major debate on consultation and decision making, we discussed how areas and options could be shared with the service users affected, and then change, remodelling of the service provision should be done as far as possible with the consent of communities within constraints. Libraries in particular offer great scope for local involvement under the auspices of the neighbourhood forums. In designing the prescriptive central library strategy, an opportunity has been missed to trust local people to design their own local library strategy. And I wouldn't want us to stop with libraries, Mr. Mayor. That's not the Liberal Democrat policy position. We see many service areas where local communities can produce their own local strategies for designing their own local services and improving their own environment. For example, Mr Mayor, the council in the press again for all the wrong reasons. If the residents of Corfu Street want a community garden at the end of their street, why on earth can't they? What's it got to do with the self-government? Mr Mayor, credit where credit is due. The neighbourhood plans served as an excellent start, but again, opportunities missed. Too many of the issues presented within the neighbourhood plans are generic responses to issues generated centrally and not sufficiently locally focused. That's all.
Is anybody going to propose a little bit longer? Carry on then.
Well, Mr Mayor, I'm disappointed by the amendments that the Labour Cabinet member could see nothing of worth in the motion, opting instead to delete all and replace. Well, replace with what? And some of the debate has turned on this. A library consultation during July and August over the summer months. I seem to remember coming stuck with that exact same policy not so long ago. We will ask, blah, 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 we will ask, results will be reported. Or to paraphrase, Mr Mayor, we will do to you what we want after we have carried out some limited consultation. We need to learn the lessons of the past. Why not just let go? Why not let the communities decide? It may be after the debate and what was said, the Councillor Sullivan and others, that the terms of the amendment means that Councillor Johnson and others have achieved their end. To alter the one-size-fits-all for the residents in their neighbourhood. But we will have to, Mr Mayor, await the Cabinet member's pleasure on that. Well, I repeat, why not just let go and let the people decide? Will she withdraw her amendment? No. Mr Mayor, I think I know why, and I'm looking at Councillor Adrian Jones. The answer is one of tribalism. It's the good old-fashioned ideological difference between municipal socialists who think and they believe that the centre comes back and the more progressive liberal approach of trusting communities with their own selves.
We love to listen to you. We have had a very busy night. I think it's time to sit down.
I would ask the Council to support empowerment for communities and pass the resolution unamended.
Right. Thank you. Right, that goes the vote. No, sorry, my apologies to your reply.
I'm not actually sure I want to follow that. Congratulations to Councillor Sullivan on his native speech. He has now given me a good reason to see the line phone on Thursday evening, but I don't mind. The surgery is on that day. I hope I will agree that the notices of motion I tend to bring to this council normally get universal support, and I don't seek to make a political issue out of things that I bring. The points I've made tonight are non-political, and they should be non-controversial. They're about the values behind how we deliver services. I don't want to get into a debate about specifics, about which library, when, etc., etc. Local people should be deciding that. And I did feel aggrieved when I saw your amendment, because I did feel it took the meat out of our notice of motion. It took out the values. It took out consultation with local library groups, with friends of library groups. The consultation is in a very poorly timed part of the year. And again, I would ask for some consideration if the amendment stands, that actually that time scale has changed, because it does exclude families, it will exclude students who won't be using the library at that time. So if your amendment is going to stand, I would ask you to reconsider the timings of those. And also, it does take away the proposal that we want to put in place, that neighbourhood forum culture could be used so that if a local library determines, yes, we want to be open on Wednesdays, but yes, we also want to retain the evening, we give local people the power to do that. So that's why I'm aggrieved about the
No, you say you'll consult them, but I asked for the power for those forums to be able to provide extra hours if they chose to spend their work hours. Why not do it then?
Okay, well, let's get a vote on Councillor Reedon's amendment first. Those in favour of the amendment? Okay. Those in Seconded by? And just go on to yours again, Sue. And seconded. Thank you. Those in favour of the second amendment? Those against the second amendment? Well, that one is carried. Those in favour, Russell?
I assume the effect of
Let's just go on to the main motion then, in that case. We're going to go to the first amendment. First, those in favour of the first amendment. Now go on to the substantive motion. As amended. Those in favour. Those against. That's carried. Unanimous. Dogs, dangerous dogs. Councillor Kelly. Thank you. Seconded. Thank you. And we have amendment by Secretary. And the seconder. Councillor Lucas. Good. Those in favour of the amendment. Those against the amendment. Then that brings us to the main motion. Those in favour of the main motion? Those against? That's carried. And finally, the Diamond Jubilee. Councillor Green.
So moved.
So moved. And seconded. No amendments. Those in favour of this motion? Anybody against?
Any abstention?
So, Councillor Green, you guys have a winning vote there. Okay. Right. That brings us to the item 15 of the agenda. Committee. I think it's just noticing. No one actually making the proposal. The Standards Committee. Appointment of independent persons. You see the list there. Is that agreed? Approved? Good. Health and Wellbeing Overview of Treatment Committee. Councillors interested. Outside colleges, Wirral Metropolitan College vacancy replacing Mr. Wilkie.
Mr. Mayor, can I suggest that David Armstrong, acting chief exec, stands in for that vacancy?
You couldn't say no, could you?
Just have the role where it's the chief executive, because we keep swapping around quite quickly.
I just thought in order to...
Okay. So what have we decided for the record?
My suggestion would be, Mr. Mayor, that until we've obviously got our new interim chief exec, it's the time that we have to David Armstrong, our acting chief exec, to fill that vacancy, because these are very important bodies.
And I would certainly support that to the front.
Our new executive might be having second thoughts now. Settle this side. Okay. Where are we? The Liverpool Airport, that next? Yeah. Liverpool Airport. Council Director for John Salters, I believe. Good. Finance and best value.
Can I make the same suggestion for both three, Strategic Partnership Assembly and the Local Strategic Partnership Executive Board?
Suggesting that right, okay. Housing and community safety, Merseyside, policing, fire, panel, nominees. Are they agreed? All agreed. Regeneration planning strategy, Mersey stroke the Alliance. Yeah, okay. Agreed? Okay, I think that's the